What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a new video for you because someone called Child Protective Services on Acacia Kersey and I'm honestly shook. She has addressed the situation and there's a lot to get into. So get ready to pay close attention, grab a snack and wash it down with some hot tea. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at SL04 and you know I'll follow you back. And if you unfollow me, you will be blocked on site. Don't hate the player, hate the game. If you guys haven't paid attention to the Acacia Kersey situation, pretty much what's going on is a lot of people are calling her out on her bad behavior when it comes to like neglecting her daughter, those fingernails, like leaving her on the floor for multiple hours, or if it's about her like abandoning her pets, which she has had so many pets, like she's had a lifetime of pets in a few years, or that she has scanned people out of clothing, she's made racist remarks, etc. She's done a lot of like bad things lately, and I don't hate the girl. I'm just like, when we see things like this, we need to call it out in the world because it is not right. In this video, I'm going to specifically talk about the Rosie situation since Child Protective Services was called. And I have to say, I'm not the only person who's reported on this. Like, there are a lot of videos that got way more views than I did, so I don't think this is my doing. This is a collective movement, which I think is great because if we can collectively save someone or stop some wrongdoing, like that is a great thing in the world, and for us to save someone out of being in an abusive like situation. And we talked about Acacia being like abusive towards Rosie or favoriting Brinley over Rosie because Rosie's harder to deal with. She has said some weird things about like how her infant child like doesn't really bond with her and how her child like doesn't like to do things with her. Like the kid is really young and she doesn't know what she wants to do. Well guys, where there's smoke there is fire. So Acacia posted several pictures and videos of Rosie where they look pretty cute and honestly happy, and I recognize that. And then she wrote a long paragraph about what has been going on lately, which honestly shook me just because she hasn't addressed any of the allegations. Like there's been a lot going on. She addressed the racist stuff, but like everything else she's been pretty quiet about. She pretty much talks about in the past year she's gotten a lot of hate and criticism on her parenting skills, saying that CPS was called months ago, which is something I'm like, was it months ago, sis? Because a lot of this has resurfaced in the last month and I'm like, I really think that people are calling now. If you see people on Twitter, they are like asking other people to call. I've never asked anyone to call CPS because like this is getting deep for me, but like people are actively trying to pursue this. So when she says months ago, I'm like, was it really months ago? Because I think a lot of the things you post online are stretching the truth. Anyway, she said the CPS protective person closed the case immediately and recognized that Rosie has an amazing life and that they're great parents. And I'm sure that their house looks great and beautiful, and like maybe she's not abused like horribly like other children are, but there is a little bit of neglect there. She started talking about Rosie's condition a little bit more and getting into detail about it. If you don't know, her daughter Rosie, the one that's being up for question, the one that CPS would have been called over, she has a condition called ACC, which is a pretty rare birth defect or condition or something. I don't know if it's too serious, but it definitely affects the way that she looks sometimes. For instance, Acacia was at one point defending Rosie's appearance because I guess ACC prevents her from having like fat on her face, so her face looked kind of frail at some point. Honestly, I don't think she looks frail. I think she just looks like a newborn baby, but that's just my opinion. She like pretty much just rants on how well she takes care of Rosie in the sense that she takes her to so many medical specialists and doctors and blah blah blah. It sounds like it's almost complaining when I was reading it. And I mean, you get to the part where she talks about her daughter's loved and cherished, and I'm sure she is like 100%. Like compared to Brinley, is she the same? That's up for question. A lot of people don't think that Brinley and Rosie are treated the same, but like I'm also not part of their family, so how do I know? I just see what's on social media, but like social media is such a little glimpse into your life, and if I'm seeing this on social media, like bruh, usually people can hide the like bad stuff from social media, so if this is like leaking through your like bohemian vintage girl aesthetic, it's like there might be a lot more behind what you guys aren't seeing like on camera. You're just seeing the little bits we're pulling together, like the fingernails and being on the floor for hours. It's like, what happens when the cameras are off? The part that actually bothered me about this statement is really when she talks about how Rosie is different than Brinley. Like I have several siblings and we were all pretty much treated the same. Like you kind of group them together. You don't really isolate them or treat them differently for any such reason, but it sounds like that Rosie is treated completely different than Brinley, and I think that's like the #1 problem with the whole child situation. Rosie is different from Brinley, which means different care, different attention, different diets, different nap schedules, different interests, different stamina. Rosie is younger than Brinley, which also means she can't do all the things her older sister can. That's completely normal, but like all of those differences, like everything's going to be different. So different nap times, different, like, so is Rosie in bed while Brinley's out to play, Brinley's in bed while, or like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, why does everything have to be so different? Because like I just know I wasn't raised that way. Like I was always with my siblings, so why are they like given such different attention, such different diets? Like, I mean, the kid's young, so I can understand if the kid can't like eat everything yet, but it's just like, why are you trying to like separate the two so much? Like, we're already calling out the separation and the differences between the treatment of the two children, and you're making it even more evident that yes, they are treated completely different. To be honest, I do think she loves her daughter. I think that anyone that has a child would love their daughter. Does she love her daughter more than her other daughter? I can't make that call, but a lot of people on the internet feel like they can, and that's why this whole situation has happened. I just want to bring up two tweets real quick because they do represent how people feel about the situation. This one person tweeted that someone should call CPS on Acacia, saying that she neglects Rosie. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of people agree. People said 21 hours ago, she just said CPS got called on her. So a lot of people are reacting to the situation. And can you imagine if 55 people like that, if 5 people called, that's definitely enough to have a CPS person go out. Like, I think you could have 2 people call and someone would go visit the site. Here's the other perspective. Someone said, people really called CPS on Acacia. You guys are pathetic. What kind of nasty, vitriolic person, blah blah blah, young mother, because you're bored on the internet and because she's made some mistakes in the past. Mistakes in the past, like, bruh, I've made some mistakes in the past. She's done a lot. But calling things out on the internet, yes, we're gonna call out things on the internet, things that are wrong or evil or illegal, like, and that's why CPS came, girl. Like, where there's smoke, there is fire. But I have to say, I agree with the fact that she's a young mother and she's made some mistakes in the past, and I think she can grow from them. I don't think her children need to be taken from her. I don't think, like, Jairus needs to like leave her. You know what I mean? I don't think it needs to be that serious. Maybe her husband needs to step up a little bit, or at least on social media make it seem that way, because when you are an influencer and you share your life like this, like she's got millions of followers, she's got millions of subscribers, when you are so invested in social media like that and you share your life, like, you need to provide answers. So if they're gonna try to change how this looks, they need to start vlogging Miss Rosie a little bit more. Maybe the husband can step up. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell them how to live their life, but I'm also like, as a person who has been contacted by this, a lot of you guys have messaged me and told me how you feel about it, telling me more information, telling me what to talk about. So I kind of understand how people feel in the community about this, and they're invested. Like, they feel like this is a serious situation, serious enough to call CPS on, and I'm not encouraging any of that because it's obviously already been done. The government's going to do what the government's going to be doing, but I have to say, like, Acacia, like, you should be paying a little bit more attention to what you're doing online and your whole like perspective, persona, etc., because you are a mother and you are taking care of 2 young children, and that should be your priority. And God, I'm praying that it is your priority, because if I had 2 children, like, they would be my whole world, and the posts come last. You know that one Iggy Azalea song, like, you put in the work and then you post last. Don't go like worried about posting before you go trim your child's fingernails. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, no hate towards her. I'm just like really hoping that the children and everyone's okay and the mother's fine. I do think that CPS was more of a recent thing than a few months ago, because this has been going on for some time, but it's also like really been ignited recently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to my main channel, check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.